Welcome to the Activated Storytellers 12th podcast, September 7th, 2006.
This week's story is The Apple Dumpling. It's a folktale from England.
Hi, I'm Dennis.
And I'm Kimberly.
And we are 2/3 of
the Activated Storytellers. Today we're podcasting from Eugene, Oregon.
Eugene is a city of 138,000 people.
And a lot of my relatives are
Yes.
part of those people.
It's home of the University of Oregon. And
Go Ducks.
yes, go Ducks. There's a lot of duck mania, people running around in green,
Yeah,
green
a lot
and yellow
of
here.
green and yellow flying around town this week.
Now, Eugene is noted for bicycling and jogging, of which we've done neither so far. We keep threatening to go biking, but
we
it's
did a
been hot.
little biking. We haven't gone to.
But they do have the beautiful Willamette River running through town.
Yes, and we just dropped Zephyr off last week. He is now at camp. He is at Not Back to School camp this week, so you won't be hearing Zephyr this week. Oh, I'm sorry. But he will be back next week. In fact, the day you hear this, on Thursday, September 7th, the day it first airs, we will be picking him up. So he will be back with us, and he'll tell us all about his experience at Not Back to School camp. It's a camp for homeschoolers.
Yes, we want to know what he's been up to like you do.
Yes, we do. He may not tell us everything. Anyway, we do have a story for you this week, but first...
We've been visiting a lot of Kimberly's relatives this week, and on Labor Day, we did some labor. I mean, we work every day. We've had a lot of business to catch up on since we got back from Japan, but on Monday, Labor Day, we did some physical, manual labor. We were at Kimberly's aunt's house, and Kimberly did a special little task in the kitchen while I documented it with the camera, so we were both working with our hands.
Yes, I learned how to can. It's not many people do it anymore, but my aunt loves to can. She has a fresh garden out, well, on a little bit of her property. She's got 200 acres, but on part of the property, she's got a garden, and she's canning right now. So we got to make some corn relish, and then we went out around the garden, and we got to pick some apples, and she's just canned those, I heard.
Now tell us about the process of canning. What's involved? You were under the impression, weren't you, that canning meant putting things in cans?
Well, yes, weren't you? I think we both were.
No, because I grew up on a farm, and I remember people canning when I was a kid.
Canning is actually, you put it in jars. It's food preserved in jars. You do a little cooking on the stove there, get your food ready for it, and then the actual canning part of it takes place in a large, well, I guess you call it it's a pressure cooker, a kettle type.
Yes, it's a pressure cooker, sort of like being an actor.
Yes, and you turn the water on real hot, and you've got to make sure that the jars are very sterile, and learned about that. Put the corn in there or whatever it is that you're canning, and put the jar lids on top, put them in some boiling water, put the lid of the pressure cooker on, and then you have to wait for it to build up to a certain temperature.
Yes, and after the vegetables or whatever have been put into the jars, and you wait a little while, you can hear the top of the jar pop.
It goes.
Yep.
Yeah. So we had some fun doing that.
Yes, and we got some fresh vegetables from their garden, and we helped them pick some crab apples, and
and it kind of reminded me of just about a week ago. I was doing the Japanese tea ceremony in Japan, and got to learn how to do that. So I think I've had some interesting experiences these past couple of weeks. Got to learn some great traditional domestic arts.
well, yes, one from Japan and one from America. But anyway, we noticed that the crab apples are ready to be picked, and so we helped pick those. And
hey, that sounds like a nice segue into our story today.
Oh yes, apple. Let's see, apple. What can we think of? Isaac Newton? No.
Oh, I felt like Isaac Newton. We were out picking the apples, and those apples were so ripe and so ready to be picked. As you pick one, the others fall off, and man, one popped me right upside the head.
Okay, yes, we are. This week we are going to do a story from England called The Apple Dumpling. Once upon a time, there was an old woman who wanted an apple dumpling for dinner. Don't ask me why, but she really, really wanted an apple dumpling.
I just want some apple dumplings. Let's see. Oh, yes, I have sugar. Oh, I have flour. Oh, yes, I have enough spices, but... Oh my, I don't have any apples. Oh, I cannot make an apple dumpling for my dinner without apples. Oh, how I want an apple dumpling. Oh, all I have are these silly plums from my tree. Well, I shall have to find a way to use my plums to get some apples. Yay.
So she took her basket of plums and went for a walk. Soon she came to a young man herding a flock of geese. Oh, my goodness. I've been chasing my flock all over the hills today. Excuse me, ma'am, I hope they didn't bother you.
No, my dear, they did not. They're fine. Noisy. Oh, but my goodness, they're an active flock.
Yes, they are, aren't they? I guess that's because I feed them jumping beans. Hey, are those plums in your basket? Yes, they are. I can smell that wonderful smell of fresh plums from here.
Yes, they're my best plums. You see, I wanted to have an apple dumpling for my dinner, but I have no apples.
Well, I'm not sure what that has to do with a basket of plums, but anyway, my family loves plums. There's nothing they like better than plums with eggs from our geese. I don't suppose you'd take a bag of goose feathers for your plums, would you? That's the best I can offer you.
Oh, I must be crazy. A bag of feathers for my fine plums? Well, one pleased is better than two disappointed. Oh, maybe I can use some feathers to get some apples.
Oh, thank you. My family will be so happy. So the old woman continued her walk with her bag of feathers, and soon she came to a husband and wife who were arguing.
Cotton.
Straw.
Cotton.
Straw.
Cotton.
No.
It is not.
No, it is too.
It
is too.
not.
It is too. It's too.
Look, here is one who will settle the matter. Good mother, answer me this. If you were making a pillow for your grandfather's chair, don't you think the best thing to stuff it with would be cotton? No.
I told you. Straw's the thing you need. You need to go no farther than the barn for it.
Oh, you're just being cheap, husband. Straw will poke through to my grandfather's behind when he sits down. I am telling you, cotton is what we need. No, I would not stuff the pillow with straw or cotton either. What? A feather pillow is one that is fit for a king. As for me, an apple for a dumpling or a bunch of flowers from your garden will serve me as well.
So the woman gave them her bag of feathers, and they gave her some flowers, and she continued her walk.
Well, these flowers smell better than geese or the feathers. And it's good to see them smile. Good fortune to you both, and long lives.
And then along came a handsome prince. You there, why are you shouting, old woman?
Oh, I was saying goodbye to two new friends. Oh, and a fair day and a good road for you, young prince.
Oh, good or bad, it doesn't matter. I am so sad. The court jeweler has forgotten to send the ring he promised. Now I must go to my lady love with empty hands.
Oh, no. Oh, but you shall have a gift for your lady, though I may never have an apple dumpling.
Flowers? For me? Oh, she'll love these. Thank you very much. So the prince removed a gold chain from around his neck and placed it around the old woman's neck.
Well, thank you never expected this. Oh, with this gold chain, I can buy all the apples in the king's market and have something left over. Oh, I must go to town.
So the old woman continued her journey, although she didn't tread quite as lightly as before because she was weighed down by that gold chain. But she didn't complain.
No, not me, not me. Oh, no.
Soon she came to a mother with her children and a puppy.
Ow, ow.
The mother was crying.
What's the matter? Oh, we have eaten our last crust of bread, and not a farthing is left in the house to buy more. Well, never shall it be said of me that I eat an apple dumpling for supper, while my neighbors do not have bread. Here, take this gold chain. Oh, little have we to give you for all that you have done for us, but this puppy will keep loneliness from your house, and our thanks go with it. Puppy, huh? I must be crazy. Achoo! Oh, I'm allergic to dogs. Oh, a bag of feathers for a basket of plums, and a bunch of flowers for a bag of feathers, and a gold chain for a bunch of flowers, a dog for a golden chain. Achoo! Oh, all the world is give and take. Who knows but that I may have an apple dumpling yet. Achoo!
Well, out came an old man who seemed a bit irritated.
I'm a bit irritated. Who's making all that racket with that endless sneezing?
Achoo! I'm sorry to disturb you. Why, that's a fine tree of apples. I didn't notice it before.
Yes, I have the best apples around, but it's no good when a man's growing old and lonely. I would give them all if I had, a little dog to bark at my doorstep. Why, howdy there, feller.
Well, I'd say my puppy has found himself a new home. Will you give me a few apples so I can have an apple dumpling for my dinner?
You may have as many apples as you like, old woman. This puppy is worth every one of them. He is housebroken, isn't he?
Well, if you try long enough and hard enough, you can always have an apple dumpling for supper.
Yes, the old woman finally got her apple dumpling after all.
You know, that story reminds me of a little incident that happened on Craigslist. I imagine some of our listeners have heard about it. Craigslist is one of those websites that you trade things for. You offer free things. And there was a recent posting. The guy was looking for something bigger and better for his paperclip, red paperclip.
Yes, he traded, as I recall, he traded the paperclip for a pen. And then he traded the pen for something else. I think
like a barbecue pit.
Maybe
at
a
one
barbecue
point,
pit. Well, I don't know if the pen for the barbecue pit, but he kept trading it. And he got a knob. I think maybe after the pen, he got some kind of porcelain knob or something.
Yeah, he traded and traded and traded, and he ended up with a house.
Yes, so he started with a paperclip, and he traded his way up to a house. We're not all that successful in trading, but he did really well.
But hey, the old woman got her apple dumpling.
Yes. And there are many other folk tales from many cultures that are somewhat similar to this about things being traded and exchanged until the person finally ends up with what they want.
Right. We've got some comments we'd like to share with you. We've been getting some great comments on our site and some emails. And this one just came in from Australia. We've got listeners in Australia. I think that's so cool.
Wow, Australia, mate.
Yes, Australia. And this one says, "Hello, Kimberly, Dennis, and Zephyr. Just wanted to express my appreciation for the podcast that you put out. They were our recent companion on a trip from Perth to Brome in Western Australia. I downloaded them with hopes that they would be fun for our kids, as well as my wife and I. Well, they were a hit on both accounts, but I had no idea what a hit they would be with my son. He wanted to listen to the stories every time we were in the car, which is quite a bit. Western Australia is huge. His favorite was the story of the coyote and eagle, and as far as we were concerned, all three of you were on the trip with us. Oh, it was fun, too, don't you think?
Oh, I loved Australia, yes.
Yeah, the kangaroos. And I wish we could go. I wish. But as far as we're concerned, all three of you were on the trip with us, so I hope you enjoyed the trip. Actually, since you were on a trip yourselves at the time, I think you probably did. Yes, we were in Japan at the time. I could ramble on with random observations, but instead, I'll merely say, hopefully, we will get the opportunity to take our kids to one of your shows after we move home to Colorado. We'll be looking for you. Thanks so much for the emails and the post on the website. We really appreciate it. It's nice to know we've got listeners, and it's fun to know they're all over the world.
Yes, and I think I want to hire this person for our publicist or something.
Yes.
Yes, we've had people ask about where we get the music that we use in our podcasts. And the answer is we get it from me. I write the music for our shows, and we reuse some music from some of our productions for these podcasts. The piece you're about to hear at the end was written originally for our production of Rip Van Winkle about 10 years ago, and we recycled it for our current production of Don Quixote, alias Don Quixote.
Yes. So we hope you enjoyed this week's podcast, and please keep the post coming, keep the emails coming. We'd love to hear from you, and we will be back with you on Thursday. We'll have the full cast. Zephyr will be with us Thursday.
See you later.
The Activated Storytellers perform at schools and libraries nationwide. On stage, we use American Sign Language, physical comedy, imaginative props, and a giant, oversized book to bring the stories to life. For booking information, check our website at www.activated-storytellers.com, where you can also find out when the Activated Storytellers will be performing near you. Read a story, or order one of our audio CDs. Until next time.